What's up guys, it's time to check out how the iPhone 12 stacks up against the brand new Galaxy S21. The S21 Ultra from Samsung and the iPhone 12 Pro Max, those two phones are the best from these companies. I've already compared them and gave my thoughts on that. You can watch that video, link it in the description. But this is where most people will be interested in, the $800 range. Should you go for the iPhone 12 or Galaxy S21? Let's break it down. The Galaxy S21 starts at $799. The iPhone is a little bit more than that, but close to that $800 range. The difference is that the S21 is giving you 128GB internal storage. With that base price, the iPhone is only giving you 64GB, which is a crime in 2021. If you want the 128GB storage on the iPhone 12, you have to pay $879, which makes it almost a $80 difference compared to the S21. None of these phones come with a charger or headphones inside the box, but unlike Apple, Samsung is offering Galaxy Buds Live and a free Galaxy Smart Tag if you pre-order the S21, which is a pretty sweet deal for the current time. So I think you don't have to be a Sherlock to realize that Samsung indeed beats Apple when it comes to value. The question right now is that should you actually spend more and get the iPhone 12? Let's get right into it. Now let's talk about design. When you look on paper, the S21 does fall short because it's got a plastic back. Who uses a plastic back on an $800 phone? Some people are not happy with that decision, but the S21 actually has a semi-premium design. It's got aluminum on the side, and with this violet color, you can see they have created kind of a two-tone color. When you really look at these phones, it does seem like Samsung has a bit more depth and character to its design. As for the in-hand feel, the iPhone is premium with that boxy design, aluminum and glass combo. It does attract more fingerprints depending on which color you go for. If you go for a darker color, it's gonna be more apparent, but with a brighter color, they don't show up as much. I feel like design-wise, it's gonna come down to personal preference. Now display-wise, both phones are almost identical, 6.1" on the iPhone, 6.2" on the S21. OLED Full HD panel on both phones. Both phones are really bright with Gorilla Glass 7 on the S21 and ceramic shield on the iPhone 12. Now unlike Apple, Samsung doesn't handicap their non-ultra phones that much, so you still get 120Hz refresh rate on this phone. It's not LTPO like the S21 Ultra, but it still is a 120Hz display. It's gonna be incredibly smooth. In comparison to this, the iPhone only offers 60Hz, and it may never offer 120Hz on a non-Pro iPhone because Apple likes to keep all the good stuff only to the Pro models. So I think Samsung already has a pretty good advantage even in comparison to the upcoming iPhone 13, unless Apple brings 90Hz refresh rate or something. Also, Apple is still using notch on their iPhones, which make it seem like a 2017 design. S21 is bringing that punch hole, a lot more cleaner. I think most people will prefer a punch hole design. iPhone 12 has Face ID, which works pretty good, but in current circumstances, it doesn't work that well when you have a mask on. So I kind of prefer an in-display fingerprint scanner, and with the S21, it's even better and faster. Now performance-wise, iPhone 12 series completely annihilated last year's Galaxy S20 series, especially the Exynos 990 models, but Samsung has upgraded its game and they brought the 5nm Exynos 2100 to the table, which closed the gap and it's almost very close to the A14. It's got all the latest 5G speed standards. Apple has 4GB of RAM on the iPhone 12, whereas the S21 comes with 8GB of RAM. Despite having twice the RAM on the S21, I feel like the RAM management will be somewhat on the same level because iOS is very optimized. Now speaking of iOS, we're looking at iOS 14.2 on the iPhone 12 against the Android 11 based One UI 3.1. For a lot of people, this may be the deciding factor. iPhone just works great with third-party apps like Instagram, Snapchat, and of course if you are in the Apple ecosystem, it's gonna work great with your MacBook and all those other Apple devices. Samsung has improved their connectivity side as well with the S21 series. They're gonna work really good with Windows devices. You already have that link to Windows option, and of course being Android, it does bring a lot of customization to the table, and One UI 3.0 has a pretty good security standard. Like, it's my favorite skin on Android phone right now. As the name suggests, it is One UI, meaning they have designed this in a way that it's actually a lot easier for a one-handed usage, something that I still find a bit difficult on the iPhone, especially if you are using a Pro Max. Now let's talk about cameras. The Galaxy S21 once again has an edge in terms of versatility. We have an extra telephoto lens which is completely missing on the iPhone 12, so you're just relying on the software zoom. Apple reserves their telephoto zoom on the Pro iPhones, but Samsung clearly has a bit of a generous point of view when it comes to the camera department. Although it doesn't have the versatility of the S21, S21, the iPhone 12's camera does indeed bring some pretty good consistent images to the table. It's probably got the best video performance in this price range, amazing skin tones. I really like the portrait mode performance on the iPhone as well. The S21 on the other hand does bring 8K video to the table, and of course HDR videos with 4K resolution up to 60 frames per second. The brand new Exynos 2100/Snapdragon 888, both of these two chips have brand new camera ISP, which means that the dynamic range in images, night mode, and low light performance will be improved. Again, I'll be doing a side-by-side camera test pretty soon, so make sure to subscribe. It's also worth mentioning that the camera software experience is pretty packed on the S21, so you get features like director mode, which allows you to shoot videos with all lenses simultaneously, ultra steady video mode, which is pretty insane. If you're running around, it's gonna help a lot. All in all, both cameras are pretty capable, but a lack of telephoto lens on the iPhone 12 at this price could be a deal breaker for some people. Now lastly, battery wise, the iPhone 12 has a similar battery size as the iPhone 12 Pro, and it was able to go up to 8 hours in my battery drain test. I think that's a pretty good performance. The S21 has a much bigger battery coming at 4000 mAh, and now with a 5nm chip which promises a 20% reduction in power consumption. I think it should be able to match the iPhone 12 in terms of the battery. Again, we'll be doing all those testing. So all in all, I think the Galaxy S21 counters the iPhone 12 in almost all levels. It does have a semi-premium design with that plastic back, but a better storage at the price point, a zoom camera, a processor that is almost as good as A14, 120Hz refresh rate. Unless you're in Apple ecosystem and you cannot afford to go for the iPhone 12 Pro series, I think the iPhone 12 is a good enough option. But when you compare it with the S21 at this price, spec by spec, value by value, pound for pound, I think the S21 pretty much wins in most of the categories. So yeah, these are my thoughts on the absolute rivals, the S21 and the iPhone 12. Let me know your thoughts about this in the comment section below. Who do you think is a better option at this price? And if you guys already don't know, I'm giving away the S21 on my channel. Rules for that giveaway is mentioned in the description. With that being said, I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace out.